All right. Welcome to the Hoosier Crew podcast. Today we're going to basically break down the very Brady reunion. We got some surprise guests for you guys, so please share the stream, like the stream. Let's get this out there. With no further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our featured guest today. We have former Minnesota Viking quarterback and Buccaneers Super Bowl champion, Brad Johnson. Brad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me on your show and enjoy going live. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, so thankful you came on. So, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts on the Buccaneer season so far?
Yeah, you know what? You think about what they did last year, coming off the pandemic, getting off to a slow start at 1.7-5. Are they going to make the playoffs? And then winning their last 8 games, win the Super Bowl in the fashion that they did. They brought in 10 free agents. They kind of just grew together as the season went on. Defense was dominant. Tom got hot. And then you watch what they're doing this year, starting out 3-1, lost a tough one in the Rams, but then won a huge game. I mean, that game they won the other night in New England, that was about as big as an environment in the rain, on the road. Tom Brady's homecoming of all homecomings that will ever take place is incredible. So they're 3-1, got to play a 17-game season, so they're going to be in the money. They're going to be making another great run at it. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch greatness.
Oh, absolutely. What's crazy is they returned all 22 starters. That's insane to me. Blessing and a curse. We discussed that on the last episode. I won't delve into that too much, but we do have some questions we want to ask you. I'm sure you've been asked a million questions by Bucs fans over the years, so please bear with us.
Yeah.
I want to know what your thoughts are on today's NFL. It's so quarterback friendly and so offensive friendly. I mean, do you like that? Do you dislike that? Do you lean more towards that because of player health?
I think it's all the above. I mean, if you watch the NBA, they want to see you play man-to-man. They want to see points scored. They want to see dunks. They want to see action, you know. And you think about the rules and changes are made usually for the good, you know. So you don't get to stick them on your hands like the Oakland Raiders do and clothesline people like they did back in the 70s.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They made rule changes in the punt and kicking game where hopefully there's not as many concussions. They've made rule changes where you can't hit the quarterback quite as bad as it used to be. You know? They made changes where you can't hold the receivers as much as they used to. And so you know, so you're seeing a lot. If you look at the percentage of completion percentages, so the game has gotten better, players have gotten better, systems have gotten better, play calls have gotten better. So back in the day, it used to be if a quarterback threw over 62%, it was a big deal. And now you're seeing, I think I looked at last week. If you go back to last year, there was only one quarterback that threw below 60%. You had 4 guys that threw over 70%.
Right.
If you looked at last week, there were 9 guys that were completing balls over 70%.
Wow.
So think about the yards are taking place, the touchdowns are taking place, the points are taking place. I mean, fantasy football people are loving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
For
you
sure.
got to sell the game. They're selling it. And injury, taking care of guys with concussions, the ACL tears, and all the above. It's a big deal. You got guys lively, you know, the livelihood's at stake, and I think they've done the best job with it. So I don't mind the rule changes.
Okay. So you've had a luxury of playing in front of probably the most rabid fan bases, well, some of the most rabid fan bases in the NFL. Now, I don't want you to feel pressured into saying the Bucs is your answer, but where do you value? I mean, what would you say your favorite place to play was?
Your favorite place to play is when you're winning.
Right.
I mean, it's really interesting. You know what I mean? When you're winning, the radio stations are good, the TV stations are good, the newspapers are good, the fans are good, you know? So it's all the above. But when I look back, I really think about the guys that I played with. You know, I was 9 years in Minnesota, 2 years in Washington, 4 years in Tampa, and 2 years in Dallas. And I mean, I played with a bunch of Hall of Famers, some tremendous coaches. I mean, obviously, if I go back to my Florida State days with Bobby Bowden and Mark Richt, and then Denny Green and Brian Billick up in Minnesota, and Norv Turner in Washington, and Tony Dungy and John Gruden in Tampa, and Jason Garrett and Wade Phillips. I mean, I was totally blessed throughout my whole career with the coaches, and probably around 15 guys that made Hall of Fame. So it's pretty awesome. Right. Great fan base is the one that follow winners, but they stick with their team through time.
Right on. Okay, fourth and Lombardi to go. If you could pick any receiver that you ever played with, who's getting the ball in the end zone? I can go back to high school. I don't care. Any guy you've ever played with.
Yeah. Well, they say, who's your favorite receiver? And I tell them the one that's open. You know?
Yeah, that's why I didn't ask that one.
Yeah. So but I got to say it, though. But I play with a lot of great receivers, from Kenny McCardell and Keyshawn Johnson and Joe Jaravicius and, Terrell Owens and Jason Witten. And, I mean, a lot of guys. But I think the two guys obviously spent the most time. I mean, Chris Carter, Jerry Rice has the most touchdowns, but Chris Carter, I feel like he always had the best hands. He's an incredible player. End zone catches, sideline catches, one-handed catches, and then Randy Moss, I feel like he was the best deep ball guy in the history of the game. I mean, so those are two Hall of Famers. Had a lot of time with both of them. I threw Chris Carter his 100th touchdown pass. Threw Tim Brown his 100th touchdown pass, which I don't think has ever been done before. Threw Randy Moss's first touchdown pass. So those are some pretty cool. And threw Warren Sapp his first touchdown pass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The pogo stick.
That's awesome. All right, I have one last question for you. I know you're a quarterback coach. I've seen you put not a lot of people, but you put your fair share of quarterbacks into D1 programs. I just want to know what your thoughts are of Mark Richt's nephew playing at LSU.
Yeah, man, that kid's pretty good. Mark did a good job with him, So
right.
It's funny. Mark coached me at Florida State, and we moved up here to Athens, and he's my brother-in-law now, and right. So it's been just a great relationship with him, and he's followed both of my boys, Max and Jake. Will go there next year as a tight end, and as a dad. Wow. I'm just a guy eating popcorn in stands, and trying to tell him where to throw. I can't coach him like I did out of the womb, for all those years, middle school and high school. So pretty fun now going to all the games in Baton Rouge.
So what's more pleasurable for you? Was it coaching or playing?
Well, there's three parts of that. One, I love to play. But I love helping kids, whether it's a middle school kid, become the starter for their team, how to take a snap, how to lead his huddle, how to deal with throwing touchdowns, and maybe making a kid make him all conference and helping him maybe get a scholarship, those kind of things. That's pretty enjoyable to kind of give that back to kids and the life experiences I have. But I actually get more thrill watching my kids play than I ever did as a player. I mean, because it's, you've raised these boys, and that's every father and every mother and every parent, just to watch their kids grow up, and you want them to be better than you. So that's kind of where I get my enjoyment now. And obviously, I can't play. I can make TikToks and trick shots, those kind of things. But I actually get more enjoyment now watching my kids play than anything.
Well, speaking of the trick shots, what started you to start doing them? I mean, what caused you to start doing the trick shots?
Yeah, about when the pandemic hit, we had a lot of time here at the house about a year and a half ago. So, and then my kids, they were making dance videos and stuff like that, and I was like, "What is this TikTok thing?" They would. I can't dance, got no rhythm. They wouldn't let me in the family dance things, So then. But then I did a lot of the things originally just about my career and workout videos. And it's pretty kind of in chronological order. It's pretty cool to watch if you go back to scroll right from the get-go. A lot of Super Bowl stuff in it from Tampa and just some unique plays and stuff. But then I started making all these trick shots, hitting doinks off the goalpost, and then doing basketball and football. I played 2 years of basketball at Florida State, and basketball is my love growing up in high school. I scored 2,400 points. In high school and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know if I played. So I got the gift to be able to throw football and shoot basketball, but I do all these combination things. It's never just a trick shot. It's more of a sequence, trying to make 3, 4, maybe 5 shots in a row. And I get exercise from it, and hopefully others enjoy it and kind of get a little laughter out of it too. But I try to tell people it's first time, first take, but sometimes I'm out there in the backyard hitting. Takes a little while sometimes.
Good deal. Good deal.
Right on. You ever play basketball with Chris Carter and Randy, or is it just?
I would abuse them back in the day. Now they could jump; they were good players, but I was lighting them up.
Yeah, you had a good shot. I remember watching you at Florida State.
Yeah. I love playing. I don't know, man. I love playing the game. Larry Bird, Chris Mullen, they were my favorite guys growing up as a kid, and spent a lot of time in the backyard. I never missed a day of shooting basketball from the second grade all the way through my freshman year of college. And then at some point I knew I had more potential to play football in the NFL, professional sport, than basketball. But I love playing the game. I actually love coaching it too.
Right on.
Who do you compare yourself? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Keith.
Who do you compare yourself to? Who do you compare yourself to, like NFL now, as in quarterbacks? Like, who do you compare yourself most to?
Yeah. I was the last quarterback that ever took every snap from underneath center for the whole season. That was the year with John Gruden. So the game has really changed. It's gone from spread now to shotgun, 65% of the time, probably back there. But honestly, the guy I really love watching was, I love watching Drew Brees, and I love watching Matt Ryan play, to be honest with you. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. But I think more my style was a little bit more like Matt Ryan's body style, and just being able to play from underneath center and the play actions to take place and leadership skills and those kind of things. So I really enjoy watching him. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer, to be honest with you, one day. The numbers he's put up, pretty incredible.
Excuse me. So I don't want to keep you too long. I know you've got
some questions. You got some questions in the comments.
Okay. In your opinion, Brad, what do you think the Buccaneers can do this season? Do you think they could repeat?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think there's only been 7 champions that have repeated. So it's hard to do. And the last guy to do it was Tom Brady in 2003 and 2004. They got the team, those kind of things, but it's such a long freaking season. You know what I mean? You're dealing with injuries and COVID stuff that comes up and just winning games. But if any team that can go back to back, it'd be this year's Tampa team. So a lot of football to be played, but they can do it, no doubt.
Right on. So Vern Troyer says in today's league, you could probably still play. What do you think about that? Do you think you still got it?
I'm 53 years old, so hey, I can still throw a football if nobody's rushing me. I throw, but as far as playing the game, no, I can't play. It's really cool. I really think the quarterbacks every year from the 80s got better than the 90s. The 90s quarterback got better than the 2000s. And these guys right here I talked about, I think there's 9 guys throwing over 70% now. So I marvel at what they can do, week in and week out like they play now.
Right on. Well, Brad, I appreciate your time. Unless someone else has a question for you, I'd hate to keep you from your family. I know you got the high school coaching to go through. How's the team doing? You guys doing all right this year?
Yeah, we're 6-0 right now. We went to the state championship 2 years in a row and lost in the state finals. So hopefully we can make it 3 years in a row, get back to the finals. But we've got a big game this weekend against another undefeated team. So got a lot of good players where we're at, and so it's fun.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for reaching out. So best of luck with what you guys got going on. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
That was Brad Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl champion. That's quite a thrill for me. Being a
cool.
Big Florida State fan, huge Florida State fan. Brad was killer at FSU. Not to mention the fact that Bucs first Super Bowl. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
Ironically, he was the very first jersey I ever owned was a Brad Johnson jersey. It's funny because I had a Brad Johnson jersey, and then my brother had a Keyshawn Johnson, so we're the Johnson brothers, and it started from there. So it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Well, Keith, we're gonna go and break down the Bucs game for the Bucs Patriots game.
Okay.
And then we're gonna bring in your guest. You lined up. His name's Troy. I forget. You told me his last name. I do apologize. But after we finish breaking down the very Brady reunion, which wasn't very Brady, we'll bring him in and we'll talk Bucs Dolphins. So,
all right.
What were your thoughts going into that? I mean, what was that?
I mean, honestly, as we said on Sunday, the pregame show, when we had a pregame show, we thought, okay, it shouldn't be closer than what it was going to be, but unfortunately, it was closer than what we wanted it to be. But the Bucs got it done. That's the end result. The Bucs got it done. That could have went either way, but that Nick Folk field goal, that could have went in, and who knows if Brady could have brought us down the field. They would give us 50 seconds to go down the field. But who knows? Brady does Brady things. That's where he's great. That'd have been the perfect ending for Brady itself, is to drive down the field at Gillette, put it in front of the fans, Wow. But the reunion, for Brady, he came out. Everybody cheered him on. But you saw once that first snap or the first drive, they automatically booed. They went from Brady to Patriot fans, in a snap, in an instant.
I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was awesome.
Wow, it's like they just changed on a dime, He came from a dime. But, Brady didn't do much. Brady kept us in the game, but the guy that I want to talk about is Leonard Fournette. He ran the ball hard. He caught the ball from the backfield. He did what we needed with our running game throughout the whole year.
How many yards did I tell you Leonard Fournette had to get for us to have a blowout?
100. He had
100. And how many did he have?
91.
He had 91 rushing yards, yeah.
Right.
It was pretty close. Between all scrimmage yards, he had 130, 140 yards, all scrimmage yards. So it's a great game for him. Rojo, where's Rojo? He had a couple of carries.
Dude, I'm so ready to pack Rojo up in a box, FedEx into Miami. I don't even give it to him. But anyway, Vern made a good point. I just put it up on the screen. He said the one thing I took away from the game is that Bill knew how to mess with Brady's head.
If only somebody had said that last week when we were talking about previewing the game.
Nobody liked you, Jerry. But that's something we got to think about going into this game. There's a certain coach on that sideline that knows Brady pretty well. So
Brian Flores.
We'll talk about that later.
You're right. He knows Brady pretty well. But the play of the game, in my opinion, was the Levante pass breakup. That they could have been even closer and probably would have ran the clock out and had a game-winning field goal as time expired. But Levante had a huge play at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
Huge.
The unsung hero of that game, though, honestly, is Richard Sherman. 2 days of practice, comes in, leads the team in tackles, has a fumble recovery, keeps everything in front of him. Nothing got deeper than him. That's something he
attacked them, though, for sure.
Oh,
they definitely attacked them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. And for what it's worth, I think the player of the game, even though they lost, is Mac Jones. The guy played phenomenal.
But that guy's going to be great.
Phenomenal.
That guy's going to be sir.
Yeah, he's going to be really good. He's the whitest white guy I've ever seen, though.
And their offensive line handled your defensive line
for the most part.
4 sacks, bro.
4 sacks.
4.
Vita Vea was huge.
Those 4 sacks didn't really make that big of an impact
because the offense couldn't capitalize.
That's
exactly.
Why.
So, and really, this game is all on the offense. You can't.
You guys dominated on rush.
You just can't.
Rush defense.
Oh, that's it was -1 rushing yard for the game.
-1 yard.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the sad part is that you held them to -1 rushing yards and you still only won by 2.
Yeah, because the offense didn't capitalize.
I did have 1 more rushing yard than their whole team did, though. So put that on my plaque. But the last thing I'm going to say about that game was we got the W, great, but it was costly. We won't have Winfield this week. We won't have Davis for the next 4 probably. What the hell is our only starting corner doing on a special team play?
Well, I know that he is a gunner. That he's always been a gunner. But if he's only starting quarter, you don't do that. You put Joe Tryon out there. You put someone who doesn't play much. You can put Mickens out there to go.
You put G. Delaney down there. Somebody.
You can't do that.
Welcome to the defensive secondary injury woes. Join the club. Come on,
it's horrible.
We got free appetizers. Come on.
Jump on in. The word is nice.
Yeah.
So, well, Keith, let's just get past that game. Let me let's bring your guest on. Go ahead and give him his intro.
All right. Well, this is one of my buddies. We played Madden a lot together. Never met the guy, honestly. Never met the guy face to face, but we played Madden together. I mean, I text him every so often, but this guy's Troy Latard. He's a Dolphins fan. Unfortunately, I don't know how he's a Dolphins fan. He may describe how he's a Dolphins fan. How you doing, man?
We've seen better days, but today was maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. The Dolphins did make a trade today by sending away Jakeem Grant, so that's good news for Dolphins fans, actually, believe it or not.
Well, you did get a 5th-round pick from the Bears, so.
6th-round pick in 2020.
Oh, 6th round.
Yeah. We don't even get it next year. Yeah, it's the following year.
Good pick. Hey, you know what you could do? You could draft a quarterback to hold a clipboard for 2 more years, and then you're in the same boat the Bucs.
Draft a quarterback. There you go. Put him at defensive back.
There you go. It wasn't quarterback. It was cornerback, but they got the words mixed up. So.
He doesn't even dress. He doesn't even dress, though.
He doesn't even dress.
So, how you doing, man? I mean, Miami's looking grim these days. I had them winning that division
those days.
Start of the season. I don't know.
No, I didn't have them personally winning the division. I think I had them winning 9 games, maybe 10. I knew Buffalo was still going to be tough. The addition of Emmanuel Sanders there in Buffalo was too big, but.
I was thinking Buffalo would regress, honestly, with Josh Allen being in his 2nd season, regressing some, but that didn't happen so far. So,
yeah.
Brian Flores, I mean, he's going to turn that team around, I think.
I think so. He's had 2 years to get that done. I mean, if you look at his first season, we went 0-7. Last 9 games, we go 5-4. We started off 1-3 last year, same record as at the current time. Then we go and reel off 5 straight. I don't know that we're going to get it done against Tampa, but I'm going to give Flo the grace of having the opportunity to turn this thing around.
I mean, Tampa's ripe for the picking right now. Being a Bucs fan, that's painful for me to say, but you get a quarterback time, they can pick us apart.
As I told you last night, the screen game is going to kill us. As the first 3 teams we played this year, or 4 teams, they've all done it. So, I mean, that's all you really got to do is screen game. We can't catch up.
Does somebody have the stream open on a different
I don't
window?
know. No.
I have to address it. I'm sorry. It's driving me nuts.
What's that?
Do you have the stream open on like a different, like on your phone or something? Because I can hear the echo of everything that we're saying like 2 seconds behind.
Huh. I do not.
Driving me nuts.
But lo siento. Well, what we do here on the Hoosier Crew podcast is we break down position group by position group, and we give the nod to, say, Tampa or Miami. You're welcome to join us on this. We're going to start up front right now. We always start in the quarterback. It's very hard to go against Tom Brady, but you do have Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett versus Kyle Trask.
You might as well put Kyle Trask in there at that point.
We can move on. It's going to be Tom Brady all day on that one.
I was just checking.
What's the status on Tua right now?
Tua is scheduled to come back next week versus Jacksonville, and that's going to be in London. So he's throwing the football now, but he'll be back next week.
Okay.
So
rumor is Urban Meyer is not going to make the trip.
The NFL is pushing to get these good games over in Europe. It looks like.
Yeah.
You got the Jets, Falcons this week. Next week is the Jags and Dolphins. And we'll have an NFL team there in a week or month, year, decade, century, sometime. We'll have one there.
Matter of time.
But let's go running backs. We'll say Leonard Fournette's starting for the Bucs. Rojo hasn't done nothing. Giovanni Bernard's hurt. Keyshawn Vaughn's a special teamer. So we'll just go Leonard Fournette against Myles Gaskin. What are your thoughts on Gaskins? How's he looking?
Well, the starter's
it's been by committee. Yeah, the starter is actually Malcolm Brown.
Really?
They just shifted to Malcolm actually the past 2 games. Myles, I believe, only got 2 or 3 carries this past game. They did not use him. They actually used Salvon Ahmed, our 3rd string running back, on a few more plays rather than Myles Gaskin. I think that's going to go to Fournette as well. But, I mean, you can't – I wouldn't expect much out of Brown. Gaskin has the potential to get those screenplays you guys are talking about, but they got to put him in the game plan.
Right. You're going to see screens. I mean, the Bucs are susceptible to them. So, wide receiver core is really hard to go against the Bucs, but I mean, you got Jalen Waddle, Preston Williams,
Devontae Parker.
Who's stepping in for Will Fuller?
So Will Fuller is going to be out this game. He's got a broken finger. Chances are they're going to bring Preston in. He's been a healthy scratch is what they've been doing with him. The games. More than likely they'll bring him in. So we'll probably have Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Jalen Waddle, Albert Wilson, and Matt Collins.
Okay. And how do you think they stack up against the Bucs wide receivers? You got Antonio Brown will be back, or is back. He played last week. Why am I drawing a blank? Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. How do you draw a blank on those?
Mike Evans, the yak leader.
The yak king.
And he did get that extra yard to give Brady the record.
He did.
Apparently.
Yeah, to me that goes to Tampa. You guys definitely have the better crop of wide receivers. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, we do, but I really think that Miami's wide receiving core is going to be the difference in this game. If they can go off against these depleted defensive backs, you might see them. You might have a couple 100-yard receivers this week. And I know it's not saying much because Brissett's only thrown for 583 yards in 4 games, but he hasn't started all the games. So,
I think we'll get to that eventually with the O-line, but it's possible they can do that, especially with your secondary that's got some injuries there. Waddle, if you guys are having issues with your screens, they've been doing a lot of underneath passes to Waddle, no less, no more than 5 yards, So just let him do work with the ball at that point.
It doesn't matter what a team's been doing when they come to play the Patriot or the Bucs. Sorry, I'm just stuck on Brady. When they come to play the Bucs, they're going to do exactly what the Patriots did.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he got put it. You don't say Patriots. That doesn't happen. I'm just playing.
Well, what I was saying is they're going to do what these other teams have done that has worked. So they're going to change up their game plan. They're not going to stick to what they've been doing. They're going to change it up and do these underneath passes that we've seen have success against the Bucs.
Right.
Especially with the depleted secondary, who's, who knows who's going to be playing.
Jalen Waddle is really explosive, so that will – and in the open field is really explosive, so that will hurt our defense for sure.
We're going to add one more to the stream. I got Captain Seamus of the Ohio Buckaholics. Seamus, how you doing today?
What's up?
You got an idea of what we're doing here, yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
Bucs, Miami. All right. Well, we're on tight end.
Hey, hold on. Why am I blocked in the corner? I can't see myself.
That's the way we like it.
Sit right behind. That works.
There we go. So we got tight end. Really, all the Bucs have, you can tell me they've got Gronk, they've got
Gronk may
OJ
not get
Howard.
back, though.
He's not. And OJ Howard is back. But, I mean, I can carry water out onto the field. So let's take OJ out of the equation. We're going Cameron Braid against Mike. I can't say his last name. I think it's Gesicki. So, I mean, 100% honest, I'm leaning towards Miami with this. Anyone else got an opinion on that?
Yeah, I agree with you there. Miami's going to take the tight end spot.
Because OJ's like non-existent. Like they don't use him in anything.
Is Gronk still out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Jay's just – how do you have that much potential and that's all you are is potential?
That's honestly it.
So
you guys didn't use the tight end much in the last game.
No, we used Cam Braid a lot, but he wasn't really catching much.
Right.
The connection wasn't there. He was overthrown a couple times.
Right.
There was no connection last week with Tom Brady anyway. He sucked.
Yeah, there was no connection at all.
someone's typing. Yeah, I can hear someone typing. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I got Gesicki there. Gesicki. We'll just call him Mike G.
Mike
That'll
G.
work.
There you go.
That'll
work.
So we kick it down to your linemen. We don't do linemen group individual individually. We do them as a group. We did them individually. Any left tackle in the league would get the nod for me over Donovan Smith. I mean, I could suit up and stand there and let people go by me. But
really good at bullfighting, man.
We get it. That was good. Do it again.
No.
Famous, you want to do it? No. Okay.
No. No.
So the lineman group. Neither team is really overwhelming with the offensive line to me. Miami's given up a lot of hits on their quarterback this year, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
yeah. I know you guys were talking about your line. Austin Jackson, that guy is going. He's going to get somebody hurt. In 4 games, he's only played 3. He missed one of them due to COVID. He has allowed 20 pressures in the NFL. That's most in the NFL, and he's only played 3 games. I don't know how you guys do or how he does that. Excuse me, but I know you guys talk about your left tackle. I can't imagine it's any worse than Austin Jackson. Honestly,
give yourself a good 10 minutes, and you'll see every sack in the Buccaneers. And 9 minutes and 38 seconds of it is Donovan Smith watching people run past him.
I mean, even Sunday night, even Rojo ran to him because they were pushing him back so far. Rojo ran to him trying to. It's crazy.
So we'll go push with the offensive line. I don't think either team really has a distinct advantage. I mean, we have two potential Pro Bowlers in Wirfs, Jensen. Marpet is a definite Pro Bowler, and then honestly, that's all you got. Let's slide over to defense. Left defensive end for you guys. You guys play the 3-4, if I'm not mistaken. You go 3 linemen. We play the same style of defense. Unfortunately, the Bucs are so seldom in the base defense that you'll see us more in a nickel than anything. You got left end. You got Emmanuel Agba.
Yeah, Emmanuel Agba.
He had a sack last week, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think it was his first one of the season.
Right. Yeah, he's second on the team in sacks behind your safety.
Brandon Jones.
How does that happen?
They've been a step late every game. Just simply not getting it done. I think we had the same problem last year, honestly, but hopefully we get it turned around. We shall see.
Right on. And for us, you got Keith, say his name.
I don't know how to say it either. Big girl Sue. That's how I say it.
Famous. What is it?
Dominican Sue.
Yeah,
there you go.
Dominic Sue.
Yeah. So I mean, he has no sacks this year really either. But I would have to lean.
Sue's
I would have to lean to Sue on this one.
Yeah, Sue's coming. He's gonna have his day soon.
Sue and Vita's coming. Vita's coming down that middle.
Both of them will be there this week.
Sue has 1 sack.
Oh, did he get credit for a sack? I thought that
He has 1 sack.
There you go.
Which game was that?
That's
What?
Which game was that?
It had to have been Atlanta.
I told you that he had a sack. Now you're making me look for other stuff.
You're the stat man.
That'll be the 3rd time I've been wrong in my life. So write it down again.
It was Atlanta.
So,
Atlanta, okay. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to still give the nod to Sue there.
Mhm.
Nose tackle, you're not going to find a better nose tackle in the league, in my opinion, than Vita Vea. You could take the rest of your linemen and put them up against Vea, I think.
I mean, you saw last week or Sunday. I mean, Vita Vea gave pretty much Tryon 2 sacks just because he had 2 guys just pushing him back, and Tryon just went around and sacked Mac Jones both times.
Yeah,
Right.
Untouched.
He controls that whole line.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'm
He's a
scared.
big-
I believe.
He's a
I'm scared for
big man.
Jacoby. I really am. Not gonna lie.
So, on right defensive end, you got Christian Wilkins, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And we're going to match him up against Golson. And there I think we have a push. Golson has a sack this year.
I
But
was gonna say Christian's been playing well this year. He's been making pressures on the QB.
he's really good against the run,
Exactly.
from what I've seen.
Mhm.
And you really don't see that out of a right defensive end too much.
Mhm.
Usually there are people coming off the edge, forcing the pocket up, and allowing your left defensive end to really clean things up. But he's really good against the run. So we'll go push. We'll go push there. And then we get to the embarrassment of riches in the Bucs linebacker core.
Devin White.
In middle linebacker, I don't care who you have. I mean, Roberts and Baker, do they compare with White? I mean, honest to God, in your opinion, do they compare with White and David?
Not at all. No.
You didn't bet on this game, did you?
No.
No, but actually, I think the line currently is Tampa 10.5. I mean,
Yeah, I would
could
take
be some
that.
good action actually.
Yeah, I would take that. I would take Miami on points there. I don't think the Bucs get it together this week. They're hurting too bad, but they should have enough to beat Miami, in my opinion. But anyway, nod the Bucs. Outside linebackers, Shaq Barrett and Joe Tryon, unless JPP clears this week.
Mhm.
Either way, they're going against Brennan Scarlett and Andrew Van Ginkel. Sounds like Rumpelstiltskin's brother.
Yeah, Andrew Van Ginkel, and they also have Jalen Phillips in there as well.
Who plays
Come on.
more?
Right now, Scarlett. They'll bring Phillips in under certain situations, but I think he had about 22 plays last week. Had 6 pressures on the QB at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
He's coming along.
again, nod to the Bucs.
Yeah. Come on.
Don't
now.
worry, your time's coming. Your time is coming right here.
Yeah.
You ready?
Check itself was enough.
The good news for the Bucs, Byron Jones is questionable this week.
It's questionable with a calf, I believe.
It is. But, I mean, he's your sack leader. What are you guys going to do?
That should be Brandon Jones is the sack leader.
Brandon Jones sack leader. My bad.
Yeah.
He's the nickel back for you guys.
Yeah.
So Byron Jones is questionable. And you have Xavier Howard. We've got Richard Sherman and Pierre Desir, who they're saying is starting.
Big term.
So
Big Sherman.
Richard Sherman's only going to have 7 days of practice under his belt since the start of season. Since the end of last season, week 5, he's had 7 days of practice. I can't give the nod to even though he's potentially a future Golden Jacket wearer. I can't nod towards Tampa on this. I got to go with Miami.
Miami, for sure. Oh, yeah. It's our secondary is just that bad. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just we're so depleted. It's not even that we're bad. It's just there's no one there left.
Anybody different on that? Or
I'm different.
Miami's out there and play safety right now.
Sherman looked good last Sunday, man. I got to give the nod to Sherman.
98%, 98% snaps or other snaps. So it was pretty good. So
I think
With 2 days of practice.
you're going to see some conditioning issues with Sherman playing down in Florida versus up there in the cold.
You ain't lying. That's
He
scary.
spent his off season trying to kick doors in, so I think he should be okay.
Allegedly.
And that's
Allegedly.
the comment of the night. Nod to Miami.
for sure.
And at safeties, we got Eric Rowe and Jason McCourty.
Mhm. We have Mike Edwards.
You have Mike Edwards
Who's slow to get up on every play.
and Jordan Whitehead.
Winfield's going to be out with a concussion, most likely.
Yeah, there's not enough time for him to clear protocol.
Mhm.
So I'm not wowed by either group. You can convince me either way. You guys can debate it, argue it, but I really Jordan Whitehead,
I think Miami might have the edge on us here.
I think so too.
I would take Miami with this one, with McCourty, Rowe, and then we also have a guy by Javon Holland, our second-round pick out of Oregon, who's played quite well.
Wait, he was picked in
Hold
what round?
on a second.
What? Oh, hold on.
He was picked in the
A
second round.
A second-round pick
Second
and a
round.
defensive back?
What?
They were but there were quarterbacks available.
Go figure. Yeah, I mean, I know there was quarterbacks on the board, but
They
they thought to
found
themselves, I'm going to take the best player available.
You could have
found a
drafted
Javon
jersey.
Holland at the time.
They found a jersey to give him to wear on Sunday.
It's a novel idea, boys.
Yeah.
We can't say
Kyle
much.
Trask was there for the picking.
All right.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw last week. They had a highlight of him up in the booth holding the clipboard. He's
Let me
doing
get
really
this
well
down.
for the Bucs.
So that was a second-round pick?
Second-round pick. Yeah, mark it
Second.
down.
Okay. All right. And he plays?
You can find talent in the second round.
Who knew?
Plays. I'm going to underline plays so I know that's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
I really didn't waste much time on special teams. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't even tell you who the Miami kicker is. Ryan Suckups been pretty solid for the Bucs. He did have a miss this week. Pinion's arguably one of the best punters in the league. Solid at kicking field position. Hopefully we don't use him too much. Like I said, I'm not familiar with Miami special teams. I just assumed their whole team was special.
So we have Jason Sanders, who is doing well, but he did miss a kick earlier in the year. But he was one of the best kickers in the league last year.
When you guys
Right
do
on.
extra points and field goals, do you have a ball that just doesn't have laces on it? So that way it's always out.
So I mean, we've covered pretty much everyone that's going to play. It's leaning Bucs in my book.
What's your key to a win, Troy? Like, what's your keys? Like, to a win, like for you guys to win the game. Like, what would be the main important keys to win?
In my opinion, it's going to start and end with the trench play, and that's on both sides of the ball. We have to be able to give Jacoby Brissett time in the pocket to throw the football, do something other than just rolling out and checking down. And defensive line, we got to attempt to be bullies on the defensive line, get some pressure on the quarterback, do something. And then I think the second thing is we have to sustain drives. You know, I can't look at the drive summary and see punt, interception, punt, fumble, field goal. And then the last thing is
Couple
they have
years
to get
running
back
for
to
the Dolphins there,
what's that?
right? What?
I didn't catch that.
I ain't catch it.
And I think the last thing for me is they have to get back to disciplined football. Last year, this was one of the most disciplined football teams, least penalized teams in the NFL. I think they finished second in the league. And this year, it's just been mistake after mistake after mistake. And if you start making mistakes, you're just giving points away. And they did that this past weekend to the Colts. But to me, if they can just play disciplined football, attempt to win the trenches, and sustain a drive, they will give themselves a chance to put points on the board.
Just points.
My key last for the Patriots game was if the Bucs can win on third down, which they didn't, if they can get 7 instead of 3 inside the red zone, which somehow they didn't, they were going to win that game easily. You were turned away how many times in the red zone? I mean, you can't win that way. Somehow Bucs did. I know. Before you say yes, they can. Somehow they did. But you're right, 100%. You've got to capitalize and win in the red zone.
I mean, our only touchdown was Rojo. You think about it. Our only touchdown in the red zone was Rojo.
The stat sheet's going to say Rojo, but every fan watching that game knows that touchdown went to Leonard Fournette.
Oh, for sure. He deserved that touchdown.
So
I'm seeing Rojo.
Seamus,
What's up?
What are your keys for a Bucs victory?
We got to get completions and we got to stay healthy. That's the key. I mean, last week that game would have been this last Sunday. I think our game against New England would have been a lot better if Tom wasn't so. I don't know if he was nervous or what, but he just was not getting completions like he should have been. I think the other thing is the key is just staying healthy. We can't afford any more injuries.
Absolutely.
We cannot afford any more injuries. We need to get better in the red zone. We need to tighten up our D. Hopefully, if we can get all those combinations going, we'll put this in the bag and go to another Super Bowl.
There you go.
There we are. Jerry, unbiased opinion here. What are the keys to the game?
It's all about the yak, man. It's all about the yak.
It's always about the yak.
I almost knew that was coming.
No, I mean, I think you guys both hit it on the head. I mean, who's going to play more fundamentally sound football and be able to stick to their game plan and not get out of what they're trying to do. We'll see if the Bucs can capitalize in the red zone without Gronk, because that proved to be too difficult last week. And honestly, we'll see if Miami can hold on. That's my thought.
So Gronk was missed more than in the red zone.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if you saw how terrible Donovan Smith played, but that's all Gronk. I mean, Gronk hides how poorly that man plays.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get our final scores for this game. We'll start with Troy. You can give us your score and tell us where we can find you, and then we'll let you go home and jump in that pool or whatever you got behind you because you're making me jealous. I miss you.
My prediction, 27-20 Tampa. I think Miami scored some garbage touchdown points there. In the end, that's what they've been doing the past couple of weeks. So 27-20 Tampa.
All right. Where can they find you?
I don't do anything. I'm just
right on. It was a pleasure having you in. You're welcome to stop by anytime. Till then, hopefully we can visit Sunday, maybe shoot some junk back and forth at each other. But till then, go Bucs.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and good luck to you guys, and maybe we all come out healthy at the end of the day.
Go Tampa, baby. Go Tampa.
Go Tampa.
God bless, man.
All right.
And then there were 4. So
honestly, what I think is going to happen, whoever is mistake-free or the fewer mistakes, because the Bucs have been kicking themselves in the back, with these mistakes, that costly mistakes that aren't helping us. So I think it's just whoever has the least mistakes is going to win the game. I mean, Miami does have a chance to beat us. I mean, it's NFL for a reason. I mean, everybody has a chance to beat us, but.
What's your score?
My score? More of like 24-10, around that area.
Okay. Bucs?
Bucs, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jer, what's your score, man?
Trying to think of the craziest numbers that I can.
That's why he was laughing in the background. He's just trying to think it's the craziest number.
37.
26.
26.
26.
This is just an ongoing play off of Keith's first week score guess.
Oh, it was like off the wall score guess.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as you would think, but I'd say probably 28-17, somewhere around that arena.
That's real close to what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Bucs.
Come on, dude. We've already all established that we think the Bucs are going to win.
Right
this
on. So,
game. Their tough schedule they got. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get Seamus's pick here, and then we're gonna play a little trivia with him later. But he's got some events coming up, and I want him to tell us about those and what made him choose to be a Buckaholic captain in the state of Ohio. What made him a Buccaneer fan? So, Seamus, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I'll first start out with my score. I'm going 28-10 Tampa, and I'm hoping they win because I'm going to be at the game fly out Friday.
Right on.
Hell yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So Buckaholic captain. Let's start with why I became a Tampa fan. I'm 40 years old. Back in the late 80s, my uncle gave my older brother a Bucko Bruce creamsicle corduroy hat. And I saw Bucko
corduroy.
fell in love with him.
Bet that left lines on his head.
So
That couldn't have been hot at all.
oh yeah, dude, it was the thick cords they had back then.
Oh.
It wasn't them thin cords they wear now. So, but yeah, I've been a Tampa fan ever since. Became a Buckaholics captain last year. Pretty much, I've always been looking for Tampa fans up here. I'm on the other side of 75 for the most part. There's only one state north of me, so we're pretty far away. And I knew there was a bunch of Tampa fans up here. It's just a matter of trying to get everybody together.
It's a pain I know all too well.
Yeah, the previous captain did get some momentum, and I'm trying to keep the momentum going. Had a big get-together at the Hall of Fame for good old John Lynch, so that was fun. And it's just keeping that momentum going, getting watch parties going, getting people together, just doing what we can do. And it's all about charity, man. It's all about being a Buckaholic isn't just about being a Tampa fan. It's all about doing stuff for charity, doing stuff for your fan base.
Unity.
We vote on our charity. Everybody has a say in what our charity is every year. We do individual charities amongst the states. So it's pretty cool that we're all part of this, and it's a 501c3. Nobody makes any money. So, all the profits towards our flags, our hats, our patches, everything we sell, all goes to charity, which is pretty badass. And that's pretty much what drew me to this is the fact that it's all about love. It's all about family. And that's the big thing, man. You see a lot of these other fan groups that are, all about supporting their teams and stuff, but there's not a lot of charity. And if there's charity, somebody's skimming from the top because they want to make some extra cash. We don't do that. Everybody volunteers their time. Everybody puts in the work, and that's what's the coolest thing about it. And we're all there for each other, man. You reach out and you got issues. Somebody's got your back. Somebody's going to take care of you. So that's really what made me drawn to being a captain and being part of the Buckaholic family.
Right on.
Yeah.
I too am a Indiana captain, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But so my score, I think we're looking at 32. I want to say 24. I was going to say 23, but Jerry already took that number. So, but yeah, I'm thinking 34, somewhere in that area. I think the Bucs break 30 this week. Brian Flores scares me a little bit. He knows Brady pretty well, and that would be a reason to be a lower scoring game. But I honestly think the Bucs break 30. But anyway, Jerry, you're welcome to stay for the trivia. I know you got Jackson running around and whatnot, so
we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
You ready, Seamus?
I'll do my best at
I'll
answering
do
some
my
questions.
best. I told you before, I'm not a big trivia guy, but I'll do my best, man.
Right on.
We'll see if I can beat him. We'll do that.
Keith, you in on this?
I'll try.
All right. We got we'll go. I got a book of questions that I wrote down, but we'll just go 20. Okay.
It's
That works.
Who did Hugh Culverhouse refer to as his personal Vince Lombardi?
who?
He's a former head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh,
I've heard of him, but I don't know the answer to that.
Any guesses?
Repeat the question.
Who did Hugh Culverhouse refer to as his personal Vince Lombardi?
I got nothing.
his wife.
Hey, no one's got that one? We have a Facebook user that got it. I'm assuming this is Vern.
Ray.
Perkins.
Never heard the guy.
Tampa Bay Ray?
No, not Tampa Bay. What did Rich McKay give his reason for taking the Buccaneers coaching job?
Money.
No.
I don't even know.
Seamus?
Retirement to Florida.
We're not that great at trivia, apparently.
Ybor City Cigars.
Oh, there you go.
How many times did the Buccaneers reach the playoffs under Rich McKay?
3 times.
There we go. 79, 81, 82. Someone's got his Google fingers working.
Well, I knew it was 79 for sure. I knew it was 79, but I didn't know the other ones, though. I just took a wild guess.
In the 20th century, the Bucs played to a tie only once. Does anyone know which team they tied with? Bonus points if you can give me the date.
Give us a hint.
October 12th, 1980.
Oh, I wasn't even thought of yet.
So that's going to tell you the Bucs were in the NFC North. Well, it wasn't called the NFC North, but
Did they tie with Minnesota?
no. So it's on the right track.
It's going to be the Lions because the Lions
That's
tie
how
with
I was
everybody.
But I was
It's not the Lions. Narrowing it down. It's not Minnesota. It's not the Lions, but it's in the North.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Bears. It's the Packers.
Oh.
that was gonna be my next guess.
Hold on.
Who was originally awarded ownership of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, I know this one.
That sounds so familiar. And I know.
The city of Tampa.
No.
Nice answer.
Hey, man.
I'll give you a hint. His first name is Tom.
Brady.
I was about to say that too.
I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't say it.
All right, we're gonna pass over that one. I'm not giving that one away.
I'm not sure about that one. Anybody in the chat know the answer?
We only had the one guess.
No.
How many rushing yards did Warp Dunn rush for in his rookie season?
Wasn't it 800?
No, it was not 800. It's very significant because Ronald Jones came close to this.
972.
Close.
I knew it was 97 something.
$1, Bob.
$1 it is. 978.
Oh,
All right. This should be an easy one. Who did the Bucs play in their first ever playoff appearance?
was it Washington?
It was not Washington.
Was it the Rams?
No.
Oh, Eagles.
I don't know how he got it. It's the Eagles. Final score, 24-17, Tampa Bay. Well, we're through 7. We have one right answer. You guys are killing it.
We're horrible.
All right.
McCloskey.
Who was the first Buck to score 4 TDs in one game?
All-star.
I'll give you a clue. He was not a wide receiver. He was
He's a
not
quarterback.
a running back.
Jameis Winston.
No.
No.
He was not a wide receiver, and he was not a what?
He was not a wide receiver, and he was not a running back.
So it's quarterback or tight end. Eddie House.
Eddie House was a wide. Kevin House was a wide receiver.
Kevin House. I was wide receiver.
Mike Allstott.
Mike Allstott is not the answer.
He's a fullback. I said Gronk.
But he had 4 touchdowns in a game.
I got nothing.
Jimmy Giles.
Oh, okay. I got you.
October 20th, 1985 against the Miami Dolphins.
You got to start getting some trivia in my age.
You got to give us some trivia from years that the Bucs
It's called
were winning.
trivia. It's not called give me a. All right, here's a good one. This one is kind of relevant, so you guys should get it. In 1986, with the first overall pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected
Kyle Trask Sr.
You
Got
don't
it.
know.
1986.
Was that Leroy?
Brad Johnson.
Oh, that was before Leroy. It was
No, Leroy was 76.
yeah, Leroy is 77.
77.
The guy has 2-letter name. Never played a down.
Oh, it's Bo.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Kyle
Keith's
Trask.
up 2-0. Nothing. All right. Who
How
threw
many
the
do I
first
have?
pitch? Nothing.
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 Just want to make sure.
Who
Just
threw
like
the
Kyle
first
Trask.
pitch in Florida Marlin history?
Who threw the what?
First pitch in Florida Marlin history.
As in first pitch or a actual pitcher?
No, an actual pitch.
Anybody play for the Bucs?
And they played for the Bucs.
Oh, I don't.
He
Where do you
threw
get
out the
this?
ceremonial first pitch?
No, actual pitch.
No, actual pitch.
Oh,
Where do you get these questions from? I didn't even do that.
Yeah, I got no clue, man.
I
This
have
man is
no
my
clue.
favorite all-time player.
had to have been a quarterback.
Had to be a quarterback.
Oh,
No.
your
We
favorite
played the same position.
Mike Allstott?
Dude, I play defense. I'm going to come to your house and beat you down. The Hitman.
John Lynch?
There you go.
Oh.
John Lynch played baseball?
John
He played
Lynch was a pitcher. Yes, he was.
I didn't know he played
drafted by the
baseball.
Marlins.
All right.
In 2001. That's fairly relevant, fairly current.
Keith
For
wasn't
us.
alive yet.
Okay, in 2001, who returned a 98-yard interception against the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, what's it?
Still with the Bucs today.
I'm guessing he's not playing, but he's on the
Barber?
coaching staff.
Barber?
He's not on the coaching staff.
Barber?
No.
Wait, what? Say it again. Say it again.
In 2001, who returned a 98-yard interception for the Bucs against the Green Bay Packers?
Was it
And
Derrick Brooks?
And he is with the Bucs organization today. He is employed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What?
He's employed. That doesn't mean
Shall-
he's playing.
Quarles?
Bam. Ooh.
Both.
Ginger. It's the battle of the ginger beards, and he's killing it.
I'm killing it out here.
John Quarles had a 98
Googling over
return.
here.
What does Sean Quarles do now?
Head of player personnel.
Oh,
No one's going to get this one, I guarantee it.
I got you. I got this.
Who designed the first Buccaneers logo?
Kyle Trask.
I don't know. I don't know that. Was it someone named Bruce?
No.
No.
What was the question?
Who designed the first Buccaneers logo?
I would think someone named Bruce would have made it, but
No.
I
got
don't
no
know.
idea.
Just tell us
Did
the good
you-
guys, like
Walt
nobody's going to get it.
I'm gonna say Disney World.
He was a cartoonist.
The Tampa native?
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get it. Lamar Sparkman.
I don't even know who that is. Did you know that before you knew that?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing trivia at a different time. Okay, come on. Next question. Let's go.
All right.
I'm getting one of these. Damn it.
What Buck rushed for 1,207 yards in 1995?
Work done?
Nope. Too early.
And what year?
95.
95. The year I was born.
Barber?
What are you talking about?
I got nothing.
His name is kind of one of our colors.
You said one of our colors?
It's not pewter.
Red.
You're close.
Wait, what?
Eric Rett.
That's what I said.
Oh, you said red.
That's what I said.
Okay, here you go. Here we go. I'm going to skip a couple of these. We're going to go to
Go to the hard ones. Go to the hard ones. Come on, mix it up on us.
no.
This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
How many interceptions did Vinny Testaverde throw in his second season? Worse than James.
It was worse than Jameis? Worse than his 30? Is it 35 or 39?
It is. It's 35.
Wow, good guess.
He's quick at the guessing.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Okay. Who famously said, What did you think of your offense's execution? I'm all for it. Who said
that?
It?
Was because what's his name just said it this year. Well, the college coaches said it. That was Chip Kelly who said it. Well, said it this year, but I forgot. Was it McKay?
It was McKay.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, this is the last question.
Do it because I suck at this.
Hoping you guys get.
We gotta keep going until I get one. Come on.
Everybody get the Google open. Who caught Tom Brady's first touchdown pass as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer?
OJ.
Oh, OJ.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
Woo! He got
James on the board.
Get on my level. Last question always wins, so I'll take the victory. Got it. All right.
Seamus, thank you for coming on tonight. Where's that meet and greet at Saturday?
Yeah, real quick, everybody. Sunday night, 8:30 in Ybor City. We're meeting at the Pirate Bar, the Grotto. So anybody that wants to come, Tampa fans, Miami fans, there's a huge Pirate Bar at Ybor City. Casper's Grotto, it's called. We'll be chilling there, partying the night before the game. It starts at 8:30. And then I'll be cruising around the What the Buck and the Leatherheads tailgates the next day. That starts 4 hours before the game. So if you catch me out, Sunday I'll be having my get up all on. Saturday I'll be big pimping. You know what I mean? Wearing all my Tampa stuff, just a little more laid back. Not wearing all the fan gear. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we actually finally got you on. It was supposed to happen a long time ago.
It's all good.
So thank you for your time. Definitely check out Seamus at Buckaholics Ohio on Facebook.
Hit me up on Instagram too. We got all kinds of stuff on Instagram, Facebook, starting a little bit of TikTok in here and there. So check us out.
And what is it, Buckaholics Ohio on all three?
Buckaholics Ohio on Facebook and Instagram, Captain Seamus on TikTok.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Much love.
I appreciate you.
Go Bucs.
Go Niners.
All right, gentlemen. We'll wrap this up here tonight. Appreciate your time again. It was amazing having Brad on. Keith, thanks for lining that up.
No problem.
Now you got to line up one more. You know what you got to do.
I know.
All right, y'all. Till next Tuesday, go Bucs.
Yes, sir. Go Bucs.
No Niners.
Go Niners.